Alrighty guys, figured I'd do a short video on the 8162-T project. I'm probably going to be kicking off here after the 430 is fixed, but regardless, just trying to make note of what I have. So, I have the Onan and transmission, supposedly has a bad PTO clutch. Has a hitch on it. It is the older 82 and older style of the 8000 series clutches, not the new style like what the 12G here has on it. And as best of my knowledge, see if I can get in here and look at this. Actually, I think the clutch hubs are good on this. The only thing, see, originally when I got this, I got that other transmission back there with it, and it has a broken clutch hub, but the PTO clutch is good. So I'm thinking what I may do is I might just order the gasket for this. I'll put the tractor together and make sure everything works but the PTO, unless the transmission needs oil. If the transmission needs oil, we'll do it first. Long story, but basically you guys know I don't want to waste oil. So the other thing I see it needs is it needs a hub, but I at least have a junk hub I can throw on there for now. And I mean, that's all I really see. Air cleaner and stuff's there. I think I have the tube that goes from right there to the air cleaner. It may even be on that air cleaner setup. I think it's just sat there so nothing gets in the intake. And this motor did run. It's probably been longer than I realized since I've monkeyed with this, but it does run. It actually has both clutch assemblies on it. I thought it was missing both of them, but both clutch hub assemblies are on it. How good they are, I don't know. And then up here I have a lot of the 8000 series parts that you need for it, like the clutch engagement handle and all the rods and stuff. And I have, because see, there's a fuel tank there, there's another one back there, there's at least two over there, so I should be able to get one gas tank out of the bunch. And the other thing I'm going to do, since I'm going to be pulling the trans apart, is in this bag here is all the hydraulic parts to put a hydraulic pump on one of these transmissions. So there is that, and I'll go over to the other tank garage and show you the other parts. And I got random tires floating around and stuff too. So hold on. Okay, over here in tank garage Alpha, which I'm actually gonna blame RW3Dog for this, because he got his 8162T running over the summer. And I've had this one to build out of parts for years. But I have this frame here. It has rack and pinion. It has the hydraulic valve, the hydraulic tank, hydraulic lines, the hydraulic rock shaft in it, and the hydraulic pump. Granted, I have no idea how good the pump is or anything, but judging by it, looks okay. All you can do is put it on there and see what happens. Have that whole stack of front axles down in there. Take a pick. There's 4 of them. And the steering shaft for this style is laying over there, and the dash is inside, sitting up top, so that won't be a problem. Like I said, there's 1, 2, 3 rims I see right off the get-go, and I think there's another one floating down in there. If not, there's 2 in that other tank garage. Be nice to get 2 matching tires, but you know how that goes. Just be happy it has tires. So that's that, and then maybe at some point down the road here build a early 816, something like that, because I have that CCKA motor, the adapter plate. All I need is a input gear for the trans, which I have on a Kohler. So that's going to be something way down the road. Be nice to build the 8122, or yeah, 8122. Yeah. 8162T. And the other thing at some point down the road is I'm going to build an 800, whether it turns into an 810 or an 814. I don't know, because it's tougher to find a 14 and the 10 horsepowers. So if I can get a motor and the right crank, I'll go for it. But wait on the road, guys. But that's upcoming projects. I kind of want to get into, like I said, building projects out of all these parts I have in here. There's actually, well, I know if I look, there is 1, 2. I thought there was another 400 transmission over here, but maybe there's not. There's only these 2 400 transmissions. 3. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 rider transmissions total floating around here. And I know I got 2 400 front axles, 4 rider front axles, so in all reality I have enough parts and grills and stuff to build better part of 5 tractors. So that's what I think I'm going to do. It's going to be the next thing after the 430 swap. I may put this up just as material for this week, but remember, Ralph, I'm blaming you for this. See you at the blow-in Friday. Bye-bye. Later, guys. So there's the serial number on the dash, guys, and the dash is in okay shape. I'm not trying to build a perfect rider, and I also ordered something from McMaster Car for these little plastic nut inserts on the dash for the hood. And we're going to try this out on this project and that 400 sitting out there. And the last and final thing I need to make this thing fully functional is I need another rack gear. Because you guys notice anything missing? This was out of the 12G, and I took the one out of the frame over there and put in the 12G because obviously wasn't doing any good with a parts frame sitting in the tank garage. So that is going to be the next project, and I bought a old style steering box, and there's actually I think you guys can see the shaft up there, but I actually have 2 steering boxes. Steering boxes have hubs. There's a bunch of G-series hubs floating around too. I don't know what I did with those. I just went through and reorganized everything now, so I have to look for it. That's up here. That's where all them G-series hubs went. Like I said, I have another air cleaner set up for it. It's a whole mess of stuff. Nobody would ever figure out what it is. Parts, L parts, more L parts, random rider boxes and mower decks, and mower deck parts and brake bands from work I've changed for people. Old PTO clutches I've kept, even though they're bad. So I guess I can show you guys the PTO clutch I got for it too. Hold on. So this is a brand new PTO clutch, but it has been sitting for a while. I'm actually kind of glad I took it apart because see all the rust on this clutch hub? That could be a problem down the road, so I might lightly sand that, and I might oil this whole spiel and then put it back up there. It just shows you how damp it's been around here. So anyhow, that's one of my next projects. I just haven't really been motivated. Friday on the way out to the blow-in, I'm picking the frame up for the 67 430. That's a frame and a transmission, so more parts. Lovely. What I would love to do with this frame and transmission is take that yellow NB 430 transmission and motor and put in there and get it running. That's a future wistful project. For right now, we'll stick to what we know and what we have money for. Basically, as long as I don't have to buy too many parts, it should be okay. So, that's it for this one, guys. Later. Catch you on the next one.